Good morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch and crochet and other crafts that I enjoy, and a little bit of life thrown in. So today is Sunday, June 18th. It is FlossTube number 195. It is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all of the daddies out there, fur daddies, people daddies, fatherly influences in people's lives. Happy birthday to all of you. I don't have anybody to say happy Father's Day to particularly, except for my brother, which I already sent him a text this morning. Yeah, say hi to all your daddies and give them a hug. So let's see. All of a sudden I lost my train of thought there. Very early in the video for me to have a hiccup, but whatever. Okay, so as I said, it is Sunday. It's June 18th. It is gray still outside. I think you guys can kind of tell because I always do my videos pretty much every, on a Sunday morning, and I think you can tell by the quality of the light that's coming in through my my kitchen window there, if it's a bright day or if it's a kind of gloomy. So it is still kind of overcast. According to the weather report, that is going to kind of stop happening next week. It's going to burn off and it's just going to be sunny. Our temperatures are also going up from kind of mid 70s to high 70s, low 80s. It is getting kind of hot and muggy, I would say. Like when you're outside, it's not that bad, but it's just in my apartment. I mean, that's my gauge, is like, is my apartment feeling hot and muggy and uncomfortable? Am I gonna start having trouble sleeping when it gets too hot? I mean, I have my air conditioning on at night. It's just a wall air conditioning, but I like it chilly at night, so I have like a fan on me, and then when it starts getting to be summertime and hotter, I put the air conditioning on at night as well. If it's too hot, I go to bed with an ice pack, so it can help me fall asleep. I think that's part of the joys of getting older as a woman, is that it gets harder to fall asleep when it's hot. That's just my experience, but from other people I've talked to, I think that is the deal. But yeah, so that's what the weather looks like today. It's still kind of gray out there, but I think it's supposed to be high 70s today. So just a reminder, next week we are having our Zoom Stitchy meetup on the 25th at 2 p.m. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. I can see myself in my viewfinder, and I'm wearing sort of a more gothy lipstick than I normally wear, a very purple. I put pink on top of it, and in the close-up mirror it looked normal. In here I feel like it looks a little gothy. Not bad, just different than what I'm used to seeing. So I'm shocking myself when I look in the viewfinder. My car is done, is healthy, is fixed, has been smog checked, everything's done with it. That is one stressor that is off my list. It was very expensive. My boss did kindly help me with the payment, so it was not all on me. He did take a huge chunk of that off of my plate. But car repairs and having to deal with cars and stuff is just not fun. It's like one of those things that you kind of, at least for me, I don't think I'm about it. I just expect it to work, and then when it doesn't work, it's a huge stressor for me. Life goes on. Family news. My family did arrive in Michigan and got the keys to their apartment condo yesterday. They decided when they finally decided to move, they were not going to actually purchase a house yet, because they, I think, wisely decided that it didn't make sense to purchase anything sight unseen. They'd rather be there and be able to do walkthroughs and stuff like that. So they got an apartment that they had, I guess it's a condo, because it looks like it's a freestanding, it's 3 floors, it's huge. They sent me a walkthrough. It's a 3-bedroom, with a fully finished basement and all this kind of stuff. So it's a pretty big thing. only a couple $100 more expensive than my dinky little studio here in California, which is why they moved. But anyway, so they did get the keys, but unfortunately there was some kind of mix up with the cross-country movers. I tend to think that they were not clear. I don't think that my brother would have misheard them so badly, but you know, what my brother heard was that they needed a 3 to 4 week window, which was great. They left, they had everything picked up, and then they planned this like cross-country trip with them, knowing that they would get their apartment on the 17th. The movers are now saying that no, that they meant a 3 to 4 week window from the point that they would be able to move in. So now they're living in a hotel until their stuff arrives, which could be 2 to 4 weeks, they're being told. Which really, really sucks to be there, to have the keys to their place and they can't stay there. People have said, oh, they should just camp, but really, I mean, they have nothing. They have no beds. They have, and I guess you could say, yeah, they could get air mattresses and sleep on the floor, but A, that'll be super uncomfortable. B, they both have to start working. I mean, Aaron, they've taken a vacation. Stacy's starting a new job on Thursday, I think, and she said she's got meetings or actually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, she's in meetings, online meetings all day because she's starting a brand new job, and she just didn't think that being, on the floor or in a camp chair would be good for that. So they're stuck in a hotel until their stuff arrives. So they had a wonderful cross-country trip, and I think they're excited to be there. They're excited to have done the walkthrough and see where they're going to be living, but they checked out the pool and stuff like that. But basically they can't move in until their stuff arrives, and I don't even think it's left California yet. So yeah, so that makes no sense. They got a call while they're on the road that they could get it on a truck and it would be there on the 12th. And Aaron's like, we don't get a keys to the apartment until the 17th. So, oh well, so now they have to wait till another truck. I guess they wait until they have like 3 different loads or so. I don't know exactly how it works with cross-country trip, but they're feeling a little bit annoyed because, again, they planned really well for this and then it still didn't work out. So anyway, but everybody's healthy, everybody's safe. Reagan got a fantastic opportunity this past weekend. She was so excited. I don't know if I told you guys, but she did get accepted into 2 prestigious teams in the new cheer studio. It's Ice Michigan. I guess there's 5 ice studios all over the Midwest, and there's one in Michigan right where they're moving. And she got on 2 teams. She actually got on the level, I don't know these levels, I think level 2 team that she wanted to get on. But in addition to that, they're starting a new type of level that is mostly stunting and not floor, and it's pretty prestigious, and she was actually asked to be on that team as well. So she's very excited about that. But there is a girl that she met, and honestly, I don't know the whole story. I don't know if she met her, if she was from California, and and she also happened to end up in Michigan, or if they met when they went and she was connected through coaches who knew coaches. I don't know, but she met a girl. They became friends during this whole leading up to moving. So she's met her a couple times, and this friend is from a well-to-do family, and the mom called Stacy and invited Reagan along with 3 other girls who were on the team. They all went to the Taylor Swift concert in Pittsburgh last night, which was a total dream for Reagan. They took a bus actually from Michigan, like a fancy converted bus, like very primo, and they drove 5 hours from Michigan to Pittsburgh, and then all got dressed up in very fancy, shiny red and pink dresses and went to the Taylor Swift concert last night. So yeah, so she was over the moon, ecstatic about being able to do that. It's something that, you know, I mean, she's a realistic girl and knew that those tickets are quite expensive and that her family wasn't going to be able to do that with her or for her. But then she got this opportunity and was invited by this friend to go to the concert. And so I'm sure that she had a fantastic time. I haven't heard about it yet. I just heard that she was dressed. I got the pictures. She's wearing a very pretty, almost looked like a, like in the best possible way, like a birthday cake or a piñata. It was all layers of like shiny pink and red fabric. It was cute. So anyway, so they all went, and I'm sure I'll hear about that later today. So let's see what else is going on with me this week. Oh, I heard from a viewer named Elaine, who I've never met in real life, but that is going to change next week. And she contacted me, actually, the first time I talked about possibly selling my gentle art thread, she was interested, and she contacted me again last week. She was at StitchCon A, so she was traveling, but she said, you know, she'd contact me when she got back, and she was interested in getting them. And also meeting, because she lives in Southern California. So she actually doesn't live that far from me. She lives probably about 20 minutes away from me. So we're going to meet for lunch at Catella Deli, which is one of my favorite sandwich deli places to eat. It's kind of halfway between us, I think. So anyway, we're going to meet there for lunch next Saturday, and she's going to purchase my threads for me, and we're going to be able to meet in real life, and that's going to be fun. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, so that has worked out, I think, advantageously for both of us, because I will be sending threads that I enjoy but I'm not using to a good home and get a little bit of walking around money with it, and she will be able to get some threads that she is going to use at a really good price. So I think that's a good thing that's happening for all of us, and we get to eat corned beef sandwiches. So that's all good. Okay, so that's about it. Time to get on to showing you the stuff I worked on this week. However, I do have a caveat. One of the things I started doing this week, which actually I haven't done in a long time, I started reading again. I love reading, but honestly, it's like when I get into a book, I'm into a book, and that's really all I want to do. Which of course, I listen to audiobooks in the car, but I mean, at home, I want to read. And I hauled my Nook. So I'm one of those people, you know, the whole like Betamax versus VHS, and you know, all those little debates that happen, and like every so often somebody, you know, you pick the wrong team. That happened with me when e-readers first came out, and it was Kindle versus the Nook. Guess which one I got? So yes, I got a Nook, and Barnes & Noble kind of like with the Nook. But I have a Nook. I have an old Samsung that has the Nook, that was the Nook. I mean, I got one of the original Nooks, which was just the Nook. That died. And then I got one, it was like a Samsung little tablet that was done for Barnes & Noble, and it has the Nook app and everything like that. It doesn't work that great. It doesn't hold a charge is the problem. And I've had it sitting around, and I haven't looked at it in a while. And I pulled it out last week. I'm like, you know, let me see if I can charge it. I charged it. It works fine. The thing is I have put so much money into building a Nook library that I don't want to get rid of that and start with something else. I don't have the money to repurchase all the books that I have. You know, and you can still get Nook books. You just have to have either an app or, you know, something that the Nook app works on. But I have this one. It's working okay. It's working well enough to read. I guess if it dies, I could get like just the e-reader that is Nook. Anyway, long story to tell you, not very much, but I have all of these books on the Nook, and I pulled it out, and I am reading again. I have old favorites on there. I have some books that I haven't read yet, a lot of cozy mysteries, which is what I really like. And I started reading a series again that I enjoy quite a bit. That's, you know, when I read, I'm not into reading anything deep and heavy. I'm into kind of light, cozy, mystery type things. And this one series actually combines all of these silly little things I like. It's kind of a cozy mystery. It's a very light romance, but not hot and heavy romance. And it's also supernatural, you know, people. So I kind of like that, you know, the vampire or werewolf or mermaid or whatever. This one happens to be, she's a winter elf. She's Jack Frost's daughter. So it's the whole Jane Frost series, and with Nocturne Falls, if you guys are familiar with that. And I love it because she has a black cat, so I just like relate. And yeah, so I've been reading that series in the last couple days, which means I haven't done a lot of crafting in the last couple days because I've just been kind of curled up with a book, which has been a long time. And actually I think that's good for my mental health too. So I'm going to try and incorporate reading again into my life and my crafting downtime, whatever. I mean, obviously I can't do both at the same time, but I still think it's important for me to read. So I read a lot yesterday and Friday night and stuff like that, which means that I stitched a little bit less and crocheted a little bit less. But anyway, so I still have stuff to show you. And in fact, I have a finish to show you. So that is exciting for me. And I'm sure not too surprising which one it is. But I finally finished my February Be My Own Valentine project. And here it is. Dum, da, dum. So I think it turned out great, and it is the companion to this one that I did last year. So now the question is, what do I do with them? And I think this is what I'm going to do with them. I think I'm going to, now I have boxes, like little boxes, containers all over the place, and I like them. I like, when I get into an organizing mood, I like having pretty little boxes to put things in. And I have two boxes that I think are going to work for me to be able to mount these on the lid. So for this one, because it is a rectangular shape, I needed a rectangular box, which I'm not gonna be able to fold this correctly, but I measured and it will fit really well on this box, which I got probably 4 years ago at Marshall's for $3. It actually could have been less because it has a sticker that says $3, but I think it might have been on sale. So I may have actually gotten this for $1, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's a pretty little box. I mean, it's pretty, the cover's pretty to you know, kind of too pretty to cover up, but I think it's gonna be fine, and you still can see all the prettiness on the sides. And this, why am I dropping stuff all over myself? This should fit nicely. I'm not sure exactly yet how I will mount them, but that's the idea. So I'm going to do that one on that. And then this one, I have this box, which is a nice purple. This was a box of very, very, very expensive truffles that I got as a gift. So actually I got a gift card from my friend for Gold Belly, which is like a food, food delivery, but it's restaurants from all over the country. You know, the thing about Gold Belly is as neat as it is, it's very expensive. So even when you get I got a generous gift card, there wasn't a lot that I could get. And the one thing that intrigued me, so I ended up getting two things and actually having to pay extra because I got two different things. I got some hand pies, which were delicious. I still have one in the freezer, so those were a hit. But this company, VOSGES, is a expensive chocolatier with exotic truffles. So that was right up my alley, exotic truffles. I have to say that they were delicious. They were totally not worth how expensive they were. But anyway, they came in this nice purple box, which is exactly the right size for me to mount this on the lid. And then I will have a box that I can put notions or, you know, threads of some kind. You know, I can put whatever I want to put in it, but it will fit exactly on this purple box. So that's my plan, and I don't know if I'm going to get that done this week or not, but I think that that is what I'm going to do. I'm thinking, trying to make it easy on myself, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my felt that I have, that's the sticky back felt that I've used. I've showed you guys on those two things, and I put that on the back to add stiffness. So it's sticky backed, and I think if I iron these pieces and then put them on the sticky backed felt, that will give it strength. And then I can cut out the pieces or pink them even, because I don't mind if it has a ruffly edge, and then just attach them to the lids. And I don't mind if it's not, I don't want to say not permanent, but if I don't do it to where I'm gluing or, you know, doing anything that's going to actually damage the piece of stitching, that I think it's actually would be better, because then if I do need to remove it and clean the stitching, or if I get a better idea with them, or if I decide I want to put them into a scrapbook instead, I will be able to do that. So it'll be functional while I want it to be, and then if I change my mind later or have a different thing I want to do with them, then I can do that. So I think that's what I'm planning on doing. If I get that done this week, I will show it to you. If I get it done whenever, I will show it to you. Okay, so that was my finish. And then aside from that, I worked on two other whips, because I did work on this a couple days to try and get it done. I worked on my solar system, which is a mini full coverage. I don't think I got a huge amount. Well, I got about half of a diagonal done, and we did get into a couple of other colors. I don't know if you can see, but there's a couple greens that came in. So that was kind of exciting to get to do a few stitches of another color. As much as the oranges and reds and yellows are very pretty, you know, when I'm stuck in one color like that and another color comes out, it's very exciting to me. So the greens came out, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see on this picture, but all of the planets and stuff have little orbit paths that sort of show up, and that's what that green is it's that little bit of that orbit path right there. And then the next diagonal will get into a few stitches on this planet. Okay, and then aside from that, I worked a little bit on my Sweet Pea Fairy, which is by Joan Elliott. My sort of 70s hippie fairy. And I didn't work a ton on this. I worked down in the purple of the sash. Down here. And I am back stitching as I go, pretty much. This is on a piece of hand dyed by Rolanda, 32 count. It's gorgeous. You know what? I feel like I didn't write it down, but I think I did work on my Starburst and Stripes this week. I think I just didn't put it on my phone, which is what I then refer to when I'm making my notes for my videos. I did work on Starburst and Stripes. I got like a couple more rows done here. It's kind of cool. This one's fun to work on. Well, it's fun to do the individual stitches. It is sort of a annoying to follow pattern, I guess, just because it's kind of just everything's haphazard, you know, so which makes it look fantastic, but it just makes it hard kind of to follow the pattern. Okay, so that was my stitching, and then I did work on 2 crochet projects this week. I worked on my granny square shrug, my giant granny square shrug, which is basically just growing. I got into kind of another color. Oh, and I wanted your opinion on this, you guys. Okay, so this is a full ball of it, and I have 3 more because I have no idea how many balls it's going to take to make this. It has to be, I think, like 42 inches or 45 inches or something like that before I can turn it into the piece of clothing. Can you see? I don't know if you can see the little sparklies on it. There's one right there. A little sparkly. So it's subtle, but okay. So obviously it's a gradient type of yarn. So here's my question. When I switch from one ball to the other ball, do you think it would look best? Because it's going from light, you know, light, medium, dark. So when I get to the next ball, should I start again with light, or should I start with the dark so that it go, you know, so that should it go light, medium, dark, light, medium, dark, light, medium, dark, or should it go light, medium, dark, medium, light, medium, dark? I don't know if that makes sense what I'm saying, but that's I would like your opinion on that. What do you think? Because I'm torn. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what would look best. And I know it's going to take at least 2 balls, but possibly 3 or 4. Because as it gets bigger, obviously it uses more yarn to get around the square. Okay, so that was my shrug work, or my clothing work, or my straight crochet, and then I did work on an amigurumi. I did not work on my dragon wings yet. He's still sitting here looking cute, but wingless. But instead, I started a pattern that I actually started and then stopped and threw away because the yarn was so horrible and I had to get another yarn. But I'm making 2 amigurumis for Hudson. I don't think he's watching these videos at all, so if he sees it, you know, Hudson, if you see it, go out of the room. But I'm making this and then his partner. I got these off of Etsy. Crown Country Crochet is the designer. I'm assuming that these are legal. I mean, I bought the patterns legally. I'm not making them to sell, so that shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, I have a head and I have There we go. This little thing is actually a mustache, and this is a nose, which will go basically like that. I just have to sew it together once I get, let's see, for the face I have to do the hair, the eyes, and the ears, and the hat, and then sew it all together to make the head, to finish the head. This was actually very difficult. I realized that working with black is just as hard in crochet as it is in cross stitch, because of the seeing issue. So yeah, that was not a fun part. This was like super easy to do, and this was the problem. I mean, I got this yarn, which is nice, but the one I had before was the one that was like, it was just horrible stuff, and I ended up throwing out the whole project because I just couldn't even do it, because the yarn was just like pilled, and yeah, it was bad. It was a bad little ball of yarn. But anyway, so I did start that this week. And that is all of the projects that I worked on this week. Okay, so I didn't get any haul, except I did get my Just Cross Stitch magazine in the mail for, this is the August 2023. I went through it. I'm not going to go do a flip through or anything, because there's a lot of people where you can see this. I can show you the back page with all the projects. It's a lot of summer stuff. It's cute. But there's one project in here that I really spoke to me, in that I might actually use this for my Be My Own Valentine SAL next February. So I did like that one a lot. I like the little mushroom and the daisy and stuff, and this just looks like it would be pretty easy, quick to do, because I do like doing that project every February, and I like people joining in with me. So if you get this magazine, there is a project in it that would work really well for the Be My Own Valentine SAL. And it's only a 4x4, 4 inches by 4 inches, 56 by 56 as far as stitch count. So that should be pretty easy to do. Okay, so plans. This is where I have stuff to show you guys that, yeah, I kind of want your opinions on. Just because I'm trying to, you know, think ahead. I mean, we're in June, which is not that far from August, actually. In August, I usually do two new starts that I've been doing since 2019. So, yeah. So I do a Black Cat birthday SAL, and I do a lion pattern of some kind, because my birthday is in August, and I am a Leo. So I don't have a lot of lion patterns. So I have a couple options as far as lion. I went through this book that I have. It's a Cooler, Donna Cooler, 555 Fabulous Cross Stitch Patterns. And you know, there's sort of like cutesy things in here. They did have these two lions. So I was thinking, I kind of like that one. I have some gold and silver perforated paper, and I thought that might look cool on gold perforated paper. So that is one option, I think, for my lion. And the other option is I have this pattern that I got from eBay, I think. Or I either got it from eBay or somebody sent it to me in a big package. But it's this little, I mean, this is a Christmas ornament, which obviously it wouldn't be that for me. And I think I could just do this little central bit of the lion and the lamb. So that is my other option. So what do you guys think? If you were picking, would you pick the lion head on perforated paper, or would you pick this little lion and lamb, which will end up being, you know, just a little guy that I can hang somewhere, you know. So those are my options right now for the lion. And then Black Cat Birthday Sal is kind of hard because I have a lot of options. I was thinking about starting one of the companions to Cole, which I don't know, can you see? He's right there in the orange square. That's a Mill Hill. And I might do that anyway because I am changing my theme a little bit. I think in August, I think I had like fabulous festivals or something. And I think I'm changing it to, I can't remember what I'm calling it, but basically I want it to be a month where I can start companion pieces. So like with my Bewitching Pixies, this would be a time to start the next one. For like Cole, there's 3 others in that series that I want to do the whole series, and I have the whole series, so it would be a time to start another one of those. So that kind of thing where I'm doing like the next thing or another piece in a series. So I could start that companion piece anyway, but I don't know that I want that to be the Black Cat Birthday Sal. So I have 2 options for my Black Cat Birthday Sal. One is this. This is a pattern that I got from Etsy, like when I first started stitching. So like back in 2019, when I first started stitching and I first found Etsy and all that kind of stuff, I found this pattern, which I just have always thought was like super adorable. Let's see, do I have the designer? Valenti. It's a Russian, I think it's a Russian or Ukrainian designer. Valenti Club, bk.com, because it's got the Cyrillic writing on it. But anyway, so this is the chart. I am not gonna make the pumpkins pumpkin and jack-o'-lantern. I'm just gonna do it orange. I'll bring the orange down and just make them into straight pumpkins. And I was thinking I actually could change one of the pumpkins to be like a turquoise pumpkin and one, like maybe one a turquoise pumpkin, one a pink pumpkin, and one an orange pumpkin. So I was thinking about that, but I just love this cat. And I picked up this fabric for it, which is a 16 count heroic Aida. So I've had this sitting with this pattern for like a long time because I keep pulling this out thinking I'm going to do it, and then I put it away for whatever reason. Like I pulled it out one of the years that I was going to do all these cat patterns in May. And then I ended up putting it back. But this is one option. And I love this one. But I also have this, which I also love, which is a Mill Hill Buttons and Beads. This one. So what do you guys think? If you could only pick one, which one would you pick for me to start this August? Okay, so there's that. Then the other thing that I would like your opinion on. So next month, July, my theme is floating fantasies, I think. When it starts getting hotter, July and August, I start wanting to stitch on mermaids. And I do have my Bella Filipina mermaid, Enchantress of the Abyss, that I've been working on for a year or so, which I love. So she's definitely coming out to play. But I have several other mermaid patterns, and I've been debating on whether I should start another one or not. So I might. Yeah, because why not? You know, the number of whips I have doesn't matter, right? Doesn't bother you. It shouldn't bother me. Anyway, so these are the mermaid patterns I have, and I would like to know what you guys think if I should start one of them. So the first thing I have is a kit, Sea Beauty by Dimensions. I like this kit. Don't like the fabric. I will definitely change out the fabric to something blue and under the sea looking. And I think I will not stitch the thing that says Sea Beauty because, yeah, I won't stitch that, and I won't stitch the lines that make it look like it's on wood. But that is choice number 1. Let's see. Then I have this Primitive Hair Black Pearl, which I've always loved. And I don't know if it's out of print, but I do know that it's like not as available, and I found it, and so I decided to get it because I saw someone stitching it and just loved it. And so there's her. Then I have this M is for Mermaid pattern. I don't think I really want to stitch this one, but I'll show it to you guys anyway. And I would take off the M is for Mermaid. I just stitched the mermaid and probably the little waves at the bottom, but I'm not as into that one this year. This one is a Kore Batakore. Never Stop Dreaming. Is that what that means? Anyway, with the fishy balloons. Again, see, it bothers me that these are on like a neutral fabric because I feel like they should be on blue, but then it's stitched with a bunch of blue. So maybe if I stitched it on like a sea green, that would look good. And I could still use the colors or similar colors. So there's that one. And then last but not least, I have a Satsuma Street Mermaid Lagoon. I have stitched 2 Satsuma Streets. I stitched the lion one year, her lion. And then I also stitched, last year I finished the Halloween Peace and Light. That was Satsuma Street. Her stuff is fun to stitch. So very different than the other mermaids I have as well. So this is another option. So I don't think that I really want to start more than one mermaid pattern this year. But I definitely have to pick which one. So what do you guys think? Which one do you like best for me to start? I mean, this one, it's a kit, so I don't have to pull any floss, so that's nice. Yeah. I don't know. So give me your opinions on that. Oops. I'm also going to be starting the companion to Frog Dancer that I did last year. And then hopefully I will get that one done this year, and then I can FFO them on the lily pads that I got specifically for them. So, yeah, so this week I'm asking you to be interactive with me and tell me what you think. What black cat pattern should I do in August? What lion pattern should I do in August? If you have any other ideas, you can send them my way. I don't want to go out and buy any new patterns because I'm trying to be good with the spending of the money. But I also have a big box of magazines I could go through and see if I can find other patterns in there. But yeah, and then what mermaid do you think I should start next month? If I should. Maybe you think that I have enough whips and I shouldn't start anything new, which is valid. That's a valid thing. I mentioned before, but I think what I'm going to do is next year, I'm enjoying these themes, and the themes work really well with the projects that I have. So I'm going to keep those same themes, and then I'm going to go through and see like which projects did I work on this year, or, you know, so next year will be last year. And if those projects are still not done, which in most cases they won't be, because especially if they're bigger projects, then I will do them again. And if there is stuff that has been finished, then maybe that will be the time to start something new and slot it in there. So yeah, so I'm liking how this is working. I don't know if it's gonna be this way forever, but you know, 2 or 3 years like this is a good plan for me. So anyway, I think that that's it for today. I did not write my tag on here, so I have to not forget it. I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you're enjoying the videos. I forgot to mention I do have a super thanks button. I did find out, by the way, that YouTube does take like 30% of that super thanks, which I guess is okay for the convenience. You can't win, you know. You guys get generous and then I only get part of it, but whatever. If you are loving my videos then and want to give me a monetary tip, that's the way to do it. The super thanks button is on the video. Yesterday I did another tasting video, which will be up on Wednesday. I tasted a bunch of snacks from Japan. I had a friend's son actually, but he's my friend too. I've known him since he was a teeny little boy, and now he is a big man. And he offered to go to an Asian market, and he got me a bunch of Japanese snacks to try, and I did, and that was fun. And I think he was actually excited to do it for me, and now he's like trying to think of what country he's gonna get snacks from next. I think either Korea or China, I think. Anyway, so the tasting video should be going up this week, so if you enjoy watching those, then it will be there for you. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope that you are keeping calm. I'm trying to manage anxiety, doing crafting and reading and relaxing and getting, you know, little bits of work done around my apartment to relieve that sort of, you know, pressure, and make my environment nicer. And as we head into summer, I hope everybody's having a great time. If you are a dad or are intimately connected with a dad, I hope that you have a great day with them. I wish my brother a very happy Father's Day. I wish my daddy in heaven a happy Father's Day. I love him always and think about him always. And yeah, so his birthday was in August too, so I will be probably pulling out 1 or 2 of the projects that are kind of in his honor in August to work on, just because I love him. I miss him. Miss my mom too. Anyway, I'm just rambling now, so I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next week. Until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.